if a male comes to me at 200 pounds, 2 shakes and a meal aren't really going to cut it. They're going to need something in that space between that second shake and dinner.
How do you advise patients who say that they have cravings, they want to have a snack in between these allowed meals during that elimination phase?
You know, again, a lot of this is predicated on body mass, right? If somebody comes to me, if a male comes to me at 200 pounds, 2 shakes and a meal aren't really going to cut it. They're going to need something in that space between that second shake and dinner.
Yeah.
And when I give them a structure of, so I don't refer to them as meals, right? In my world, I refer to any time we eat as food opportunities. So 4 food opportunities, right? And what's a food opportunity? It's defined by a traditional meal, defined by a meal replacement, which would be a shake, and defined by anything else you want to put into your mouth. If you're going to have that handful of blueberries at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you've just opened up another food opportunity. Yeah. Right? So this all, again, this more structured approach, which I would say it sort of mimics the way that cells work, right? In the sense that there is structure, but there's also flexibility. And so I outlined from the very beginning, this is how many food opportunities I want you to aim for. And often by giving somebody 4, right, which is usually protein-based, in the middle of the afternoon, vegetable and protein-based, it really avoids the need for, you know, what I define as a snack. And if we sort of dial back to what I talked about earlier, somebody says to me an hour after having a shake or an hour after having a meal, I want to have another food opportunity. I encourage them to go through that chain of questions. Could I be thirsty? Could I be tired? Yes. Could I be... Right? Because what we want to do here ultimately, Swamy, is arm patients with up-to-the-minute thinking about an approach to nutrient density. Right? How do I take care of myself optimally through food?
Yes.
And then what are the skills that I can develop, this toolkit, to manage the challenges I may have around what I just learned?
Yeah.
And so, again, it's about really increasing consciousness about food and widening the gap between the desire and the action. That's usually where people get into trouble. So if I can encourage patients, again, to practice those questions and answer them honestly, it usually derails, a bad dietary choice.